on?
Well, I still need to call at my 7.
Well, how do I find you?
That's a good question. Oh.
Doesn't it say, do you follow Mahjong Circles?
I think so.
7 o'clock! I was the second off, but that's okay. No, that's...
So it's Mahjong Circles. It's not,
It's not you.
it's not been Mahjong.
Yeah, no, this is Mahjong Circles.
Yes, we are here.
I just checked in.
Facebook Live.
How do you watch it?
That's a good question.
Oh, we are Twirlius. Nobody's watching it. Oh, here goes. One person.
I might.
26, 27, May 20.
Hello? As soon as we get about 3 or 4 people on, we'll go ahead and start.
New moon.
Okay, so what we're doing tonight is we are going to make purple dead nettle first aid salve. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about purple dead nettle, and we're going to do 2 different kinds of salves, how you can do it. I've got one started already. This is the faster one, and in order for it to be faster, I had to start it earlier. So what I do, I'm going to show you first. This is dried purple dead nettle. Now on the event page, I took a picture of, I didn't take a picture of it, I put a picture of purple dead nettle on there so you can see it. It grows in everybody's yard unless you have an amazing grass with no weeds. And it is, so you can pull it from your yard. You can take it from the parks. Just be careful where you take it versus how many dogs have walked on top of it and how many other people are walking on top of it. But that's what it looks like when it's dried. I pulled that at the end of last week, and let it sit out to dry. Now in my little baby crock pot here, what we've got is the purple dead nettle that has been infusing for a couple of hours. Now it's still pretty hot right now, and so I want to be careful with that. What I have done from very many years of, I'm going to put this in here to let it cool down, and then I'm going to actually squeeze it back in. Through many years of making salves and ointments, what I have come with some pretty good easy ways to do it. If you want to simply put your herbs inside the oil and infuse it, you can absolutely do that, and then you can put it in a French press and squash it down to get all of the medicine from the herbs. And but that seems to make a huge mess for me. So what I've been doing is these are giant tea bags, is what these are. And so I will put the purple dead nettle inside the tea bag. Right. Now usually, if I'm at work doing this, I will then take a, what are you doing?
I'm waving to all your people.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Kara and Evelyn are here, and they're helping me. They're monitoring all of the messages that come on. So I usually will just fold it over and staple it, but I forgot to bring my stapler home. And so what I have is a rubber band that I'm going to rubber band this close with. don't care if they hear you. Unless you're saying strange things. Now, the long way to do this is to put your herb inside your jar, and then to take your, this is a pint-sized jar, and then take olive oil and fill it up. This is a slow fill. Then what you're going to do is cap it and put it someplace sunny for about 4 weeks. And then you will take the herbs out and you will heat it up so that you can add beeswax to it. Now, another thing that you can add to this would be lavender essential oil, if that was something that you wanted to do, because that is an antibacterial and it's a skin healer. Excuse me. Okay, we'll get the right lid. So, as always, you want to label it with not only what it is, but also with the date, so you know when 4 weeks has passed. And boom, that's it. Now, to go the next step to making the salve, what I've already done is I put 2 tablespoons of beeswax in here, so it'll solidify. Now, this is cooler. Now, it took me like 10 years to figure this out. But if you get a glove and the tea bag, you can squash the tea bag and then pull the glove off inside, and your dead herbs are in the glove. You didn't make any mess in your hands, and I used to be covered in oil when I was doing this. So now would be the time, if you were going to put lavender oil in here, you would put the lavender oil in, and you've got salve. It is still liquid. There you go. It's still liquid, so you can pour it into anything. I'm going to put it in little cups this time, and it is, but I oftentimes at work, at the shop, I put them in like big chapstick tubes because they're easy to use then. So we're going to let this cool down just a tad, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the purple dead nettle and why you want this in your first aid kit. So you should be harvesting all your purple dead nettle. It is an edible wild green that is a highly nutritious superfood. The leaves are edible and the purple tops are sweet. You can make a wild green pesto with it. You can put it in soups and salads. You can blend it into smoothies. Any way that you would use any other green, you can use these as well. It's important for the bees. It's one of the superfoods for the bees as well. It is an astringent, a diuretic, a diaphoretic, and a purgative. So you drink too much of it and it will make you throw up.
We do have a question. What is it used for?
This is what I'm telling you right now. So it is an anti-inflammatory, an antibacterial, and an antifungal. So you can use this on your toenail fungus if you happen to have that. You can, if you get a scrape from gardening or falling off on your bike or anything of that nature, you can put it on. It would be like a neosporin. So it is, it's pretty good. Internally, it is it improves your immune system and helps your body fight against infection. So if you were to make a cup of tea with this, that would be a good thing as well. What? There we go. Okay. So it is, because it's an antibacterial, any scrape that you should have will not get infected. You can use this like you would plantain or yarrow. It is, and it tones your digestive tract. So purple dead nettle is a good idea to be able to identify it and to help in the garden, just pulling it up and cutting it, not pulling it up. You want the roots to stay because you want them to keep on growing. And then you're going to use it both internally and externally. So, nice and easy. Making a salve is very easy. I'm going to go ahead and pour this into a cup, measuring cup, because then it's easier for me to pour it. Then I'm just going to pour it into these.
And now, does any container work that you can pour it in?
It has to be thick, a thicker container. These are plastic. You can put them in plastic, you can put them in glass. But if you get a thin plastic, this is double-walled. If you get a thin plastic, and if you pour it too hot, it can melt the container. There we go. Purple dead nettle salve. It'll take a little bit of time for it to set up. So it'll be, probably an hour or so before it cools down enough to be hard. And so you want to put it someplace where you don't have to continually move it until it hardens. And then it will be good for a year anyway. I made it with olive oil this time. Olive oil has the shortest shelf life, but that's the oil that I had here at my house. If you use like a coconut oil, a coconut also has an antibacterial property to it, and it also has an SPF factor. So if that's something that you need.
Is this one of the projects that you sell in your store?
No, I don't sell this in my store. It is, maybe I will start, because I certainly have enough purple dead nettle in my yard. But I do have a tea tree salve that does a similar kind of a thing for it. And that's what I've got. I've been thinking about upcoming classes. And with the upcoming classes, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do an herbal medicine one day, and then we'll do something else the second day of the week. So I have got a medicine chest at the shop, and I've written a book with the medicine chest that talks about how to make medicine, and it also talks how on 29 different herbs, what it can do for you. And so we're going to start talking about that next week. We're going to start, so Monday will be planning your garden, and then Wednesday will be the first herb for the medicine chest. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. This is Lynn Matajan from Matajan's Herbals. I hope to see you soon. Bye.